Welcome back. My camera's blurry again. Last we left off, our intrepid adventurers, who I will hopefully refer to as kinfolk throughout the rest of the series, our kinfolk here have all convened rather, we're going to try to say this word again, surreptitiously at the Walker house, some aware of its reputation and others not. And they have sat down with the, whether they know it or not, fabled Marcy Walker. To have some mid-afternoon, I keep calling it supper. It's probably closer to lunch. By the time y'all get there and dinner's set and y'all sat down to begin eating, it's probably 12 to 1 or 2 or something-ish. You know,
well,
time is a weird...
dinner's before supper, so it would technically be dinner.
Therefore, it is dinner. But she will sit down and gesture to all of us. So you're welcome to eat free of charge. Y'all dig in. She will pull herself a plate over. There's not too much on it, but she will begin to eat herself. And as everyone...
After specifically hearing no charge, you know, that was something that Nakama was kind of like, I'm at a boarding house and she's offering me food, like I'm going to have to pay for this. But hearing that, I think he'll start with just a bit of the cornbread. He'll pull out, you know, a square and munch on it quietly. And just...
I love that one of the bowls of okra are now green beans.
Nah, Dean's gonna straight up like Thanksgiving mound that shit, you know, like pile it up in the middle.
So this will be a
scoop of everything, man. Like
I'm putting y'all on the spot a little bit here, but you all should be mostly familiar with Southern food. What do you reach for first? So you said cornbread, Nakamo.
The fried okra, definitely.
It's same, man. Same for me. 100%.
Okay.
I'll help myself to the fried chicken.
Okay.
That's what I was going to do. Fried chicken.
Okay.
All right.
I'm probably with the fried chicken people. Yeah,
I
don't know, man.
I'm gonna grab whatever's in front of me within easy reach. If I'm being,
but there's, I feel like it tells you.
Fried okra is my grandma's kitchen, man. Like it's just.
Tells you a little bit about somebody to see which one they get first or which one they get the most of. If there was chicken and dumplings, that'd probably be it for me.
Oh, chicken and dumplings pretty good.
I love chicken and dumplings.
Country fried steak with some gravy on it. I would have gone for that first immediately.
I also really like what we call Japanese chicken salad, which I think is probably specific to my family. It was like cabbage and crushed up ramen noodles. You don't cook them; you just crush them up, and you put like a vinaigrette. You put like a vinaigrette on the cabbage.
Japanese chicken salad was going to be a slur, Devin, when you started.
Like I said,
there better be probably a bowl of collard greens up out here somewhere.
I mean, bro, he said they put
tatsu recipe.
They put crushed up, uncooked ramen in there. It might as well be a slur.
As well.
No, like I said, probably very specific to my family. But when they always called it Japanese chicken salad, it was like an Italian style vinaigrette sauce with cabbage and pulled chicken and crushed ramen noodles. It's fucking delicious. Also, yes, Ben, there are definitely collard greens on the table because I would be severely disappointed if there wasn't.
Oh yeah, greens. There's pepper sauce.
With a big chunk of ham right in the middle of it, you know, like...
And the whole ham hock just like sticking out the bowl.
There's some kind of beans, too. We can't see it on the picture, but there's got to be black beans or something, black-eyed peas or something like that.
Some green beans? Hell yeah, dude. Like, some snap beans.
Green beans don't count as beans.
Like, Marcy was on the porch, like, stringing them beans, like, earlier today. Like, yeah, dude.
They're fried taters. They're cutting little triangles and fried in a big old pan. Fried taters.
We got stop. I can feel my Nakamo after traveling for fucking months. Just like he starts with the cornbread, and after realizing it's like he's really looking for other people to start like eating first, and once things take off, just like tries everything. Like this is incredible.
Man, I miss you, Grandma.
I think we
rabbits or squirrels or something, which she would prepare.
No, this is pretty traditional Southern fare, mostly because it's fun that way. I don't think we missed any of the real big stuff, at least that we eat around here. Okay, well, she does eat some herself, and she gives you guys a few minutes. Hold on, I'm gonna switch things. We're gonna do this. She gives you guys a few minutes to tuck into your food and fill your bellies, and just generally, get most of your meal down before she'll kind of set her plate to the side and take a couple of quaffs of her tea. So I like that word. And she'll set her tea back down and she'll kind of look around and she'll say, so I gotta be honest, I'm a little curious what's brought some of you to the Gap, what's brought most of you to my house. Like I said, I knew I was having visitors. I didn't know quite how many, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting you all to come at once. And she actually cuts her eyes to Eli and says, there's something specific bringing you to the Gap?
The smoke was
yes, ma'am. I don't mean to be forward, but how did you know we were all going to be here? I didn't really know myself until a couple days ago, and I didn't tell anyone.
Many friends in many places. They let me know I'd be having visitors.
Not outwardly, but I don't like that at all.
Yeah, Dean will look around nervously a little bit, just a little bit.
I heard some of you talking about dreams.
I was about to say,
on the way up.
It was a dream that brought me here. Yeah.
Marcy's ears perk up, but she kind of gestures y'all to continue.
If I could be frank, it's been more of a nightmare for me. Every
me
night.
Well.
For the last.
The same one every night.
You're a traveler, yes, Eli.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Dean will kind of rub the bridge of his nose a little bit, and like the smell of dried blood will linger in his nose as he kind of shakes his head.
I take it you've all been having dreams?
Oh, for weeks. I've been losing sleep over it.
Since the moment I crossed the state line, my first night in Tennessee.
Sorry.
Images of this house in burning towns.
That's how they said it.
Yeah, and
I know. Like, I like the accuracy. It was good. It just caught me off guard.
I live on Tennessee. It's the name of my road. That's the only reason I know.
I'm sorry, we cut you off, Jeb. What was it?
Oh, images of this house in burning towns.
Burning towns.
Town. Singular.
I will.
It seems the house was.
I will correct maybe a little bit. Not the town burning.
Everyone references a Word document simultaneously.
I've had it pulled up the whole time. Boy, give the program. Like,
Jeb, maybe to clarify a little bit, yours, and maybe I can't read it right this second. Maybe it wasn't very clear. Yours, think of more like a Salem witch style event.
All right.
Anybody been having dreams about a tree?
Don't think so.
Yeah,
or a lake?
I don't think so either.
A lake for me. Yeah.
What happened in your lake?
Blood red moon for me.
Definitely during a blood
Dean will
moon.
look at you, Jeb, and then he'll kind of jot something down in his notebook. Like under the table, to try to kind of hide what he's doing.
I would turn to Nakamo and say, a creature, actually two creatures in a lake for me. One fish with eyes all over its body.
The other.
I guess I'm looking for any sort of recognition. If you've had that as
well.
well.
No creatures of any sort in mind, no. But people lining up by the lakeshore, walking into the water, and people standing within the lake slitting their throats until there was more blood than water in the lake and it began to boil.
And then the other creature, the lake seems to part, and there's a large lizard with the most angry red eyes I've seen. It's nightmarish. Sorry, had to drop that in there.
All right. Let's see here.
Johnny sighs real deep, and if you look over, he's pouring whiskey into a sweet tea, and then he just sort of blindly holds it out to Jeb, and doesn't even think, like he just assumes he's going to take it as he holds it out. He says, I ain't seen no lake, but in mine, every single time my lungs fill with some kind of fluid. Ice cold water. And I ain't seen a lizard, but every single time in mine, there's something with two big glowing eyes.
Y'all said something about a lake, right?
Yeah.
I didn't see no lake in mine.
My dreams always involved being pulled into water. I never, in my dream, saw that it was a lake, but I always remember being underwater. I remember teeth, and I remember being underwater. I remember fire, I remember just flashes of death and rot. Nothing was really clear other than that. But it's interesting y'all say lake. And Dean's just kind of writing this all down on this notebook on this little notepad that he has.
I know we're on a bit of a hill here. Would Nakama know of like a lake in the immediate vicinity, either on the walk here or just like in Eyeline?
Also realizing that I just designated myself as a note taker. God damn it! But here we go.
Canonically note taker. Perfect.
So Nakamo,
Love it.
Nakamo would probably be hard for you to really know, but Johnny, Eli, and maybe Jeb, you guys know there's a reservoir right next to Baker's Gap.
As he says this, I'm sort of poring over my brain, but I'm mostly staring at Marcy at this point. I'm like, you...
She has that look on her face, like in the picture there, listening to y'all talk about this.
Like, I can't lie. You said you were surprised, but you knew you were getting guessed. Based on what I heard, I thought you might have been behind some of this. I was coming to check it out and see if you knew something.
Oh,
I'm
to be
afraid
honest,
you might even be in danger, Miss Marcy. Because I didn't say this, but always at the end of my dreams, I see this house. And with talking to Dean here with all these animal attacks and people getting hurt, I'm wondering if you might be in danger.
If I might add to that,
Not really.
I'm gonna have to work on my writing skills because the house should be at the beginning.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Let me double check that I'm not interpreting.
But she'll say, be honest with y'all, I'm not sure what y'all are talking about. This is news to me, and if
I may add to that, Miss Marcy, what Eli was saying here about how we all seem to have saw this house in our dream as well, and he'll backtrack the last couple pages of his notebook and kind of fold it over and show her the rough sketch of, like the exact rough sketch of the house that Dean has from his dreams.
Pull out one of my books and show the same.
Kind of show it to her and be like, at the beginning of my dream, there was always a faint silhouette of someone setting a table on the porch, just like this. And it seems to be that that's you now. I'm just saying, it's a mighty strange coincidence, ma'am. That's all I'm saying.
I hold my hand up for a second, and I'm like, well, how does...
God damn it, I initiated a soundbite. Fuck, dude. Like...
That's not good. How does your dream end? Because mine ends with a hell of an explosion, a bunch of shrapnel, and I'm going to assume all kinds of gore.
I've already told I've already told you, sir. My dream ends with me being underwater, and the smell of just an endless field of rot.
Being crushed.
And the only reason I know what that smell is, and he'll kind of like rub his shirt where he has his dog tags underneath. You know, he's just like, I've smelled that smell plenty of times before. And once you smell it, like it's the only smell you smell. Like that's the smell of bodies upon bodies upon bodies. Like, and if we're all having the same dream, it can't be anything good, y'all.
Sorry, I've been waiting this whole session for someone to say that particular thing.
Mm.
I guess the question is, what do we do about it?
And how long do we have? Would Nakamo know? It was a full moon in the vision, right?
A blood red moon in mine.
But it was a full blood red moon, yeah?
I assumed all blood moons were full moons, because technically
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what makes them blood moons.
Yeah.
Made the sky crimson red.
Isn't
Nakamo.
Isn't blood moon the harvest moon? Or the no,
Well,
there's different
it's
kinds of
technically
blood
like
moon?
it's technically like an
is.
eclipse. It's technically like when eclipse happens. Obviously, I'm playing with terms here. But Nakamo asked how long till the next full moon. I guess is theoretically what Nakamo was wondering. Was wondering. It's a good question.
That?
What cycle is the moon? Right this second.
I sleep outside every night. I also have some kind of
Indian heritage.
Fuck you, that's racist.
So
yes.
how?
I feel like
You
I should know that as well. What phase
Most
the
of you-
moon is in.
Most of you would know what phase the moon is in, whether you knew like its cycles or not. Maybe a different one. I'm actually gonna say, just because I think it's a little creepy, that it is a new moon tonight.
That is creepy.
20 days later.
15 days, give or take.
Like from a witchy standpoint, that is creepy, Devin.
I'm a 700-year-old mountain
Jeez.
witch. Don't tell anyone.
Back to what Johnny said, I'd be watching Marcy at how she reacts to this. Surprised? Helpful
So-
at all?
Y'all, insight is not a skill. I will allow you to roll what we understand as insight rolls. Those would be intellect rolls. But Marcy looks a lot like her picture. She's very focused, and you can tell that, or at least it looks like, that she's not heard any of this. She wasn't really expecting to hear this. And someone had said, how long do we have? She'll say, I'm not sure I would be much afraid of the coming weeks. I try to keep an eye on things around these parts, and if impending doom was coming to the gap that quickly, I think my friends would let me know. But this is
Are your
all
friends
news
the
to
one
me.
who told you we were coming?
Yes, sir.
Are we going to meet your friends?
I feel I've already opposed enough.
Your friends just seem to know an awful lot about us.
Yeah, Dean will kind of shift into his more professional law enforcement mode, kind of like more of a subtle interrogation kind of thing. And be like, he'll ask Miss Marcy, he's like, so who exactly are these friends of yours?
To be honest with you, Sheriff, I can't talk about it.
I'm familiar with that a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Although you understand how that might sound a tad suspicious. Especially since I'm up here investigating what could be some murders. And they lead me to your house, ma'am.
You don't believe me, Sheriff?
And it's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I am here on official business. People have lost their lives, ma'am. And I'm here to get to the bottom of it.
And more we'll lose them.
Johnny's
up to it.
Yeah, Nakamo, like Dean will kind of point at Nakamo without breaking eye contact with Miss Walker. You know, just
Johnny's chair groans as he leans forward and puts his elbows on the table. Sort of sits there like this. His eyes are darting back and forth between Dean and Marcy. I look over at Jeb and I'm like, "Oh, this might get interesting after all, buddy."
Marcy, without breaking eye contact with you, Dean, her mouth, and technically this applies to all of you, but she just doesn't break eye contact with Dean. Her mouth begins to move. She is very obviously talking. I'll say, Dean, you've got a pretty good beat on, like, she's not just moving her mouth, she's forming actual words, but no sound is coming out. And, 2, 3, maybe 4 words in, you all hear this high-pitched ringing in your ears. You guys feel this little bit of drip from your nose. Something wet drips out of your ear, and she stops speaking. Sorry, I'm trying to make it stop. She's
dramatic.
It doesn't hurt, but when you go to wipe your nose, you see the smear of blood on your finger. And you go to pick at your ear, and a little bit of blood comes off of your finger. And she says, I wasn't telling you a fib, Sheriff. I can't talk about it.
interesting. Dino
as much as I want to know what's going on,
Dino kind of rub his nose and then write on his notebook a little bit more.
I feel she was deeply offended, and I don't want any part of that.
Well, I don't care about your emotions, Miss Walker.
Well, I'm not offended. I understand.
No, that wasn't canon. Don't worry about that. Okay. That was meta talk. Like,
it was meta as well.
Also, I apologize if that sound effect was awful. Should I turn those down a little bit?
No, that was great. That was great.
That was yeah, good level.
I feel like it was supposed to be awful.
Accurate.
I'll be honest, Miss Marcy, I have no idea about the supernatural, and this dream for me felt very much supernatural, and I was hoping for some guidance. I didn't mean to upset you. I hope that I'm not upsetting you.
I'm not upset, Eli. I just wanted to help y'all understand that they are things I can't talk about. I have a working relationship with my friends, and so they are... And because of the nature of that relationship, there are things I can't talk about. Things I can't
She signed an NDA. I understand.
To add on to what Eli said, Dean will look at her, still not having breaking eye contact, even with everything that happened. He'll be like, I understand having things you can't talk about. I don't wish you to interpret that as any kind of intrusion. I am simply here on business. I'm on duty, as so to speak.
I understand. You mentioned guidance, Eli. I have to admit, I
just want these dreams to stop, ma'am. I don't have any ill intentions towards any lake creatures, towards any people, trains crashing. Like, I just thought that you might be able to help me.
She goes again. I don't know. I guess not everyone was here the first time she did this. So for some of you, the second time. For some of you, the first time. She goes statuesque. Like a person shouldn't be able to be that still. For 2, 3, 4 seconds. And then she looks up at you, Eli, with this burning gaze. She'll say, you might be the only one that can help yourself, son. Sometimes there are mistakes only we can rectify. And then she doesn't twitch, but the intensity leaves her as quickly as it came. And she'll say, I will do my best to assist y'all in whatever way that I can. I I have not had these dreams myself. If y'all could give me an account from end to end, which I don't have to, do in character, then I'll advise to the best of my abilities. But I was under the impression y'all were here to help me. To be honest with you, I had a favor to ask you, which we can get to when we're done discussing. I think, from what I've heard, there is a reservoir in Baker's Gap. This lake y'all are talking about, probably the lake next to the town. It is the source of water, fish, and things like that for the town. It is the most likely source of water in the area. I also know that, and she glances to Dean, I also know the sheriff's been having some issues. I don't understand the entire nature of the issue. But
Might explain why I'm here.
indeed, I didn't know the sheriff had called you. But I hope you can give him a hand. It would do my heart well to know he had some help.
Dean will kind of place his notebook on the table and he'll be like, ma'am, I've had a similar thought myself. Because why would the sheriff call another outside department so far outside of state
Oh,
to help?
You actually know
man.
the answer to that. I mean, just from being you, that most people don't believe in the supernatural, for lack of a better term, and you're the guy that gets the call when they're like, I don't think this shit is real, but I don't know what else to do. So they call the guy who has a reputation. They call the guy...
not unlike Supernatural.
Indeed. They call the hunter, because they don't quite want to believe it themselves, but this guy has a reputation for solving shit no one else could solve.
And he's like, I found it odd that a sheriff would call me in here to handle what he calls, maulings. There's been some kind of animal attack. There's been wild animal attacks. But why would he call in someone who investigates homicides? Really makes you wonder.
Nothing. Sorry, I'm triple checking the things Marcy Walker knows about that particular situation. Oh, okay. Things might be a little weird around that, Sheriff. And I'm willing to help to an extent. But it's best if I stay arm's distance the best I can from most of the weirdness in the gap.
Well, I understand, Miss Marcy.
Seems the weirdness is drawn to you, if you wouldn't mind my saying.
See, but she goes to say that, sort of backtracks. I have controlled most of the weirdness on the Walker property. Not so much the rest of the gap.
Fair explain.
Well, I felt your wards as I entered. The magics that you have. I noticed when everyone arrived, you took immediate notice, except for Mr. Eli here. He seemed to get the drop on you.
Dean will kind of side-eye Nakamoto as he says this.
I wasn't sneaking on nobody. I came up here with the cart.
Not intentionally, but you didn't ring the same alarm we did.
Sorry if I intruded once again, Miss Marcy.
It's not your fault, Eli. I knew Eli had entered the property. I just assumed that he would be a little quicker to come up on the porch.
I don't know if that's an insult or not. I would just... Well, reference in your favor, I think it's more than fair as payment for this wonderful supper. Thank you.
Of course.
What can I do?
Oh, of course. She gets up, rushes inside, rushes back out, and comes back out with what I'm going to describe as like a goodie basket. So
Party
it looks. Sorry
really
that. For whatever reason, party favors is synonymous in my head with paraphernalia. I was like, huh?
Could have gone to the party you went to. Jeez.
And it's like it's bread, it's dried meats. It seems to be maybe not bread, maybe cheese and dried meats. It seems to be things that will keep for a little while. She says, actually, I was really hoping you all could take this little gift basket here over to the clutch. Johnny, you know that, and maybe Jeb, you know the clutch is one of the squatter encampments out in the gap. It's probably one of the larger ones, and you might have a very vague awareness that it's sort of like the Walker House in the idea that women tend to gather there.
You said it was called the Clutch?
Yes, sir.
Right.
She'll say you and she'll give you all. So it's it might even be on the way. Although it's not. You'll have to go back down the road and take a right instead of going back to town proper. You'll have to take a right and go back up the fork in the road a little bit to get to the clutch. But there's a woman there who's trying to do good work. Bertha Norris. Wanted to send her my regards. Their little settlement has grown some. Wanted to give what I could.
I'd be more than happy to.
Is there a reason it's grown recently? A reason for more squatters moving in? Just curious if people have been losing their homes
Or if people have been flocking to Baker's Gap, I think.
So I haven't been to town in a week or two. But rumor has it, train tickets have been hard to get. And I have noticed an odd influx of people suddenly without a home. And I will sort of teeter, Dean, you know that it was somewhat difficult to get a train ticket to get to Baker's Gap. That's how you arrived. They were almost out when you purchased one. It was a little odd. You had to go like a day or two in a row to get a ticket. Johnny, you know that a day or two ago, there had been sort of, it's a small town, so when even small things happen, there's some rumor of it, some talk about it. You know that a couple of men in suits showed up a day or two ago and apparently bought a very large number of train tickets.
Yeah, I would say, well, it does kind of line up with the rumors I heard from the ladies, so it seems getting in and out of Baker's Gap right now is not the easiest thing to do. This seems like a small favor. I don't have a big problem with trying to do it. We'll ask you, and I'll sort of lean back and look up at the sky to see around what time of day it is.
You had a whole meal and have been talking about this. It took you guys some time to figure out that you're all apparently having different parts of the same dream. Sorry, having a great time over here with my little buttons. Johnny, you gather that you can't get back to town in time when you stop at the clutch. You could stay in the encampment overnight if you wanted to, but you're definitely not going to get to the clutch and back to the gap before dark.